A street party for the Full Moon Festival in what, up until a few years ago, was one of the world's most isolated countries. On this Buddhist holiday called Tadingyut, it looks like the whole city is out celebrating in the streets and praying in the temples. Around 90% of this country is believed to be Buddhist, and yet some powerful voices here insist Myanmar's most popular religion is in danger. Who is threatening Buddhism in this country? Muslims, says Uwiratu, a radical Buddhist monk who leads a group called the Committee for the Protection of Nationality and Religion.
Muslims threaten Buddhism through marriage conversions, and they take many wives and have many children. Their population grows and it threatens us, and they are violent.
Muslims only make up an estimated 4% of the population, and yet Uwiratu is calling for a boycott of Muslim-owned businesses in Myanmar. Critics call this hate speech, and some accuse Uwiratu of inciting violence. This is what happened 2 years ago in the central town of Mektila, when a dispute in a market between Muslims and Buddhists exploded. Days of intracommunal violence left scores of people dead. Amid the killing, this Buddhist monastery became a sanctuary. For days, the monks here sheltered more than 900 Muslims. The abbot tells me he protected them from a machete-wielding mob at the monastery gates. This is all political, he says. There are actually no problems between the religious communities, but it has been influenced by political groups. Seated next to him, leaders of the town's Muslim community, who say the anti-Muslim boycott has pushed many Muslim families out of this town. It's been 2 years since violence here claimed dozens of lives, and as you can see, mosques like this one are still broken and looted, a symbol of the discrimination that the Muslim minority in this community say they face in modern-day Myanmar. Of the 12 mosques that once operated here, more than half are still in ruins or have been boarded up by the town's authorities. Due to overcrowding, the town's remaining Muslims pray in shifts at one of the few mosques still functioning here. The mosque now protected by razor wire. There is still tension in this town.
Yeah, of course.
And how do you feel it as a Muslim?
Yeah, it's still uncomfortable.
The monastery where Uwiratu teaches his anti-Muslim rhetoric is decorated with Islamophobic propaganda, a message of hatred and intolerance against an entire religious community that is being passed on to future generations. Ivan Watson, CNN, Mektila, Myanmar.